what's this biggest secret to being good at sales? You know what it is? Love what the hell you're selling. Love it so much that you feel bad that people don't get it. Some of what I'm going to share with you today happened to me at the hospital without even, and things like this happen all the time when you go to Walmart, when you go to the hospital, when you buy a new car, if you go to McDonald's, if you buy on Amazon. They have a secret to their success that is there in plain sight. We go and the hospital, and it's weird as hell going to the hospital right now. I have to tell you, it's scary when you're there and people are coming in, scared and asking with COVID, and some people had COVID. It's just weird. You have to stay in the room, only one person allowed in. But when they go through the traditional stuff, when they get there, while you're there, you go for my son's x-ray, and then they wrap him up. He's got to go to like I said, an orthopedic surgeon today, but they put a cast on him. But when they're done, they did the service. When they're done, they said, hey, you could go out and buy crutches, but we have a great set here. Would you like the crutches? And you're there, I don't want to go buy. They're 3 times as much probably. I'm like, yeah, I carry them to the car. Yeah, I'll take the crutches, So I'll take the crutches. And then when they get done with that, they said, okay, he needs to go to a orthopedist. I think it's an orthopedic surgeon. Both doctors, because it broke the growth plate, which sucks. And that's a whole nother thing. And we want to make sure it doesn't affect him as he grows older. So they said, hey, if you go to our suggested doctors in Banner Health, I think it is, if you go to our doctor, we'll send the x-ray for free. And here's the 2 doctors we recommend, because the hospital gets a kickback. I would guarantee it, or there's some kind of alignment with that. I said, you can go to another doctor, but if you go here, it's free and you get this and this and this. So they did the service and then offered me the crutches and go to their doctor. I'm gonna share a few that you don't realize are hiding in plain sight, and then I'm gonna go through how this works in your business. Okay, when you go to McDonald's, I went to McDonald's as a kid all the time with my parents. Don't tell my kids I'd go, because I told them I never did. And my kids have only been to McDonald's with me, I bet you 5 times since they were born. We are not perfect. We are not obsessive. I promise you, I'm not crazy, but I just didn't want to make that a part of their routine in their life. Anyway, but when you go to McDonald's, do you know when you get a burger, they're losing money? But what do they do when you go through? Would you like fries and a Coke? Yeah, of course. If you're having a burger, if you're going to McDonald's, you best get those fries, because they are, that's why I probably didn't want my kids to have them. Hot McDonald's fries with salt. I mean, you have to be from Mars or an alien not to love those. And a crisp Coke, oh my God. To lie and say it's disgusting it might be disgusting for your body, but it surely doesn't taste that way. Anyway, so you go through, get the burger, they're losing money, but they say, would you like fries and a Coke? You're like, heck yes. And then what's the next thing they say? Would you like to supersize that? Like, it's only another 45, 50, whatever cents. Like, sure. Okay, that was part of their value ladder. You came for the burger because you were hungry, but you got the fries, the Coke, and the supersize. That's where they made their money. Okay? I want you to think about Walmart. I marked these down last night. Again, I just want you to see these are hiding in plain sight. Walmart. Did you know there are very popular things that people buy all the time and need all the time that Walmart sells at a loss? And you're like, well, that's dumb, right? Have you ever gone to Target, Walmart, Costco? What's the other big one? Another big box store? Sam's Club. Have you ever gone to any of them? Ever? Let me know in here. Have you ever gone to any of those? If you're not in America, it might be different. Your big box stores, right? So I forget sometimes I talk so local, I'm sorry. But no, I mean, I'll relate it to you by saying a big box store that has everything. Have you ever in your life gone to them and bought one thing? Let me know. It takes a little minute. I'm behind in the chat just a tiny bit. But have you ever gone to Target, or your version of Target, or your version of Walmart, or your version of Sam's Club, or your version of any big store and bought one thing? Hell no. So Sam's Club and Walmart know that if you're going there to buy a certain deodorant or hairspray or laundry detergent that everybody buys, but they're losing money, what do you do while you're there? Oh, I forgot I need to buy this Christmas card. Oh, I forgot oh my God, we're out of this. Oh, I really need this. Oh, look at the new color this. And then all the way right to the checkout, you're like, oh, you know, I never read the gossip magazines, but I think I should get Gossip Magazine and these breath mints. And all of a sudden you spend, I spend hundreds. All right, I see you there, Prav. You went for one thing. You got what you wanted and you got a good deal on that. But you're left with a $97 or $125 worth of stuff. That's the value ladder in plain sight, right in front of your face. Okay? I'm going to keep going here for a little bit. I want to share one more. Car dealerships. Have you ever bought a new car at a car dealership or a used car? Right? They sell you the car. Do you know a lot of car dealerships are making hardly anything on a brand new car? But what happens once you sit down? Like, okay, got the car. I'm using a round number. I know there's no cars for 10,000. So let's say $25,000. I don't know, 25,000 bucks. You got the new car, like you stretched. All right, 25, it's payments. You sit down and then they get you in the chair. And they say, hey, would you like to extend your warranty? No, I'm good on my budget. Well, you know, we go all the way to here and then you have to pay this. Like, warranty does sound good. I'll take the warranty, but that's it. Would you like special guard on the wheels? You know, those are the kind of wheels people scratch up. We have this special thing that $100 a year covers you. You scratch those wheels, you just bring them in, we fix it. It's like, all right, let's do that, but nothing else. It's like, okay, but you live in Arizona. I'm just saying those windows aren't tinted. It'd be 140, 150 degrees in that car when you come back. Did you know tint brings it all the way down like 30 degrees? How would you like tint? It's like, oh, I do live in Arizona. Throw in the tint. And then 6 other things later, you spend another several $1,000s and you left and don't realize you are a part of their value ladder, right? Do you see how this is all hiding in plain sight? Are you guys heated seats? That's right. If you end up in a different place, I do, right? Yeah, I need 5 gallons of pretzels. Lance, that is hysterical. And that's the stuff you do, like, oh my God, I need this, right? And then you throw them out a year later when they're all stale. And you ate 200 of them, right? So why did I share this with you? Because I want to tell you, if with your current business, you might be missing out on where the profits actually live. And besides missing out on where the profits actually live, if you're a part of this community, if you're a part of KBB, Elite, Signature, like any of these things that we do, even if you're part of this membership, this inner circle membership, I know your heart, I know your desire to serve and make money and grow to another level. They're not soul and separate, like make money and hurt people. There's the ability to impact, serve people at the highest level and sell them, and you're serving them by selling them. So let me ask you, honest truth, who is happy they bought something that you're here with me today? Just honest and truly. You bought something else, maybe you just bought Inner Circle or maybe a podcast, but who's happy you're here with me today? You're a part of Inner Circle, right? That's the feeling I want you to know is I don't get to impact your life if you didn't become a part of this. I don't get to help you if you're not a part of KBB. I don't get to help you if you don't read my books or read Tony's books or be a part of that, right? Or a part of our high-level signature mastermind where we get to hold your hand and keep you accountable, those types of things, right? I don't get to serve you guys or help you if you don't say yes. So I don't want to go down the road a long ways of selling as service, but I hope you've watched my videos, watched my trainings, and know that if you truly love, and thank you guys, I see all the messages coming in now. I hope you know that I look at everything we do, that if I'm not getting you enrolled in some of it, if you need it, not if you don't need it, but if you need it, I'd be doing you a disservice if you weren't here. And I hope that you've adapted that, because what I'm going to share today is pulling back the curtain and show you exactly what we do and you should be doing, and what McDonald's does and Sam's Club does and car dealerships do and hospitals do, even Amazon. You buy something on Amazon, one click, it says, if you bought that book, you should buy this one. You're like, oh shit, I do need a book on that. Boom, one click, I'm done. Amazon, that's when Amazon exploded and went to another level. So as you create your online offer, as you create your knowledge product, you create your course, you have something on mastermind.com, or you have your own product, your own service, I want to tell you, you could be missing out on the extra impact you can make and the extra income you could make. And that extra revenue that also gives extra impact allows to go back into the front to eventually ramp this up and spend more advertising on whatever your business is. I would say, again, McDonald's loses on the burger. They make it on the upsell, right? The hospital makes money on the upsell. The car dealerships hardly make anything on the sale of the car. But they make it all on those ancillary products that they do at the end. And that's what I want to share with you today. What's the biggest secret to being good at sales? You know what it is? Love what the hell you're selling. Love it so much that you feel bad that people don't get it. So that's the first thing, is love it. Love it in a way that maybe you've never imagined. Now I want you to think about something. I want you to think about the people that you feel connected to. They think that the sales pitch has to be perfect, the perfect tempo. If you're on stage, it's got to be the perfect slides. If you're doing something online, it's got to be the perfect page. If you do something in person, you have to wait and talk a certain way. Do you want to know one of the biggest secrets to sales in our world today, right now, where I believe where we're at, is authenticity. People just want to know what's real, what's raw, and they want it from your heart. If you think about the people that you've connected with in your life, remember this phrase: people will buy from you, say yes to you, when they feel understood, not just when they understand you. I want you to listen to that again. People will buy from you, say yes to you, when they feel understood, not just when they understand you. Let's take an example, and then I'm going to circle back around with authenticity. So I'm going to park authenticity, put a pin in it, and come back to it. But think about this. Think about, let's just say the quintessential sales area is used cars or new cars. And I know that world is changing, but let's just talk about the way it was for the last 100 years, 50 years. Saturday afternoon, you're car shopping, you pull into the dealership. There's 10 dealers waiting in the window, waiting for you to come in. You pull up, one of them gets a high five, your turn. Go chat with the guy in the Tesla or whatever, right? Now think about this scenario. Same scenario, person comes up and says, hey, glad you're here today. Nice Saturday, right? Hey, listen, I just wanted to let you know, I've been selling these cars for 27 years. I know them inside and out. I've been voted the top sales guy 14 months out of the last 5 years, and it's because I care about the client. This is what I do. And I can see you're here today and you'd love a sporty car, but let me guess. You want something that's a little good on the gas, maybe eco-friendly so you can do your part. I got this amazing two-seater. It's fast. It's eco-friendly. It's this. It's that. Let's go take a look at it. Now, that's a sales guy that could make a job for 27 years, and he wants you to understand him. But what if you went there that day because you just had your third child, and you want your wife to have something that's not a minivan, but the big SUVs are too clunky, and you're just looking for something in the middle, nothing even close. Now, that same salesperson wants you to understand him. What if there's a salesperson that comes out and you see him walking over to you and you're like, oh shit, here comes a sales guy. You roll down your window or you get out and he says, hey, listen, first off, I know it's a Saturday. We all work on commissions. Authenticity, transparency. We all work on commissions. It's my turn up. I get you. But I just want to tell you, let me just back up. I just want to ask, why are you here today? What's your family like? How can I serve you? Tell me a little bit about you. And all of a sudden the person says, wow. Immediately, who do you have rapport with immediately? Sales guy number 2. Because he wants you to feel understood, and probably not on purpose, that's just who he is. All of a sudden you go, well, we had our 3rd kid, and you go, oh my God, I'm on my 4th, I get it. My wife hated the minivan. When I thought about bringing it to her house, she was like, are you crazy? But then I looked at the monster Escalade, and that's a bus. But we figured out something in between. Would you be open to something kind of in the middle? It's kind of like the sporty, smaller SUV, all of a sudden you're laughing, high-fiving, talking about the names of your kids, what's going on in school, they're playing softball or baseball and what they do, and all of a sudden you're sitting in a car going, "He's a good guy." And what did he do most of the time? He listened. He was authentic. He was transparent. So I want you to think about that. So let's get back to authenticity. Here's where I believe we are. I follow the market really strongly. I shouldn't say the market, that would sound like the stock market. I follow the heartbeat of America, the state of the union when it comes to marketing and sales. And what I believe is when the economy crashed in 07, 06, 07, 08, 07 it started, people were scared. People just wanted to protect. If you had some money, you wanted to hold on to it. If you didn't really want to get the boat, you wanted to make sure your savings didn't go away. You didn't want to buy the second house, you wanted to make sure you didn't have a foreclosure on the house you were in, right? So in that time frame, people are more conservative. So you want to let people understand that that it's a time of being conservative, but why does your product, your service, or what you offer, life coaching, it's a great time to be a conservative time. You just don't want to go, let me give you life coaching so you can be rich. It's like, give you life coaching so you can handle all the change that's going on in our country, right? So you just change. It's more of a conservative feel. Does that make sense to everybody? Let me know if you think it does. And then after 4 or 5 years after the market crashed, then everybody kind of gets complacent. I've heard people get too complacent, right? And then it's a time to change your marketing again and change what you're saying, because now you kind of want to get people to take action. They're getting used to the foreclosures. They're used to things going sideways. They're used to the negative, and we want to start them to see aspirational. And then you get to a place where we're at right now. And this is what I want to share with you guys, no matter what you're in, is we're in a place where the economy is booming. Unemployment's the lowest it's been in a long time. Interest rates are still low. Amazing time for real estate and all the other things. But do we all know that we've just had a 10-year run in real estate, kind of like, or the turn, and then 10 years, kind of between the last 12 years since the last crash started. Stock market, 10-year run. Interest rates been low for way, way long time. So do we all know kind of in the back of our head that winter is coming? Call it what you want. A correction in the stock market, a change in interest rates, inflation change. Listen, I only can go by what's happened over the last 100 years. It's inevitable. There's an adjustment. So I feel like we're in this place. That we're aspirational. You're here, you want the next level, you want more, you want abundance, and you should. You should go after the full version of you, your full potential, next level. But deep down, people are like, but what if things change? Now, I tell you that for a reason, because I think, circling all the way back to authenticity, I want to encourage each and every one of you to do the video you've been thinking about doing. To do one for whether you're in real estate, you're a lawyer, you're in life coaching. Do a video to help sell what you do. Write a letter, write a sales letter. Start your marketing, start your advertising, scale the company you have. Finally start the business and stop overthinking what your marketing and sales copy and training is going to be like, and start living from your heart. People want real now more than ever before in history. With the way our government is, president is, people just want it like it is. I think we're done with the hype. We had hype in the 80s, we had hype 15 years ago, and we're having hype now. No one wants hype, they want what's real. So I want to tell you, there couldn't be a better time to scale your business, start your business, or use these same strategies with the people you work with so you can grow within your company. This is a time to be the most authentic version of yourself and about your product and about your company, and tell the truth. I'm going to take it one step further. And I know this is going in the weeds here, and I know some of this I've shared with you guys before, and I'm going to continue to share, because it's like anything. How many times do you listen to a good song? A song you like, do you listen to it 500 times? 300 times? But you guys will hear one thing about marketing, go, oh, I heard that, but are you actually taking action? Let me ask you, have some of you heard me share how important marketing and sales are? Are you doing it? It's like I had somebody say something once I thought was amazing. Said, it was a guy I gave advice to, and he didn't take it. He came back 6 months later, asked me for time in consulting again. I said, I'm not going to take your money in consulting. The guy said, why? He said, because you didn't do anything with the first good idea I gave you. Why would I give you another one? Think about that. If you've heard any of my talk on marketing and sales and how important it is, what have you done with it? Where have you implemented it? Where have you found yourself getting more authentic? Practicing on video, practicing writing. If you build it, they won't come. So you know we have to do this. So then why aren't you already doing it? And that's why I want to really hammer this home today, because I want you to think about this time, this phase, this place we're at in my life. I want to give you permission to just be the most authentic version of you. And even there's one, I'm thinking out loud right now, but the most authentic version of you, I want you to think about, I'll get back to it. It was something, I digressed for a second. The other thing, okay, I'm going to go on to the next thing. And I know in the middle of me talking, I'm going to think about what I was sharing with being authentic and why it's so important. Okay, let me step over for a second. Put a pin in authenticity. I'm going to come back to it on why now is so great. But think about this. Most people, many people, when it comes to selling, and I see this on stage. I want you to really think about how I get to visualize this, because I get to speak on I'm speaking tonight at the Biltmore in Phoenix at my friend Shanda Stumpner's event. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to speak on this topic. And here's what I know. I get to see all these speakers, and I'll watch a speaker go up and be so in love with what they do. And I want you to think about this in your area of your life. Think if right now, okay, there's hundreds of you guys on, right? Think if right now you guys came to one of my live events. There's 5,000 people in the audience. And I say, go out there and talk from the heart, authentic, raw. Just go out there and impact those people's lives on whatever it is you do. Life coach, real estate, love, dentistry, doesn't matter what you do. Go out there and impact them. And then when you're done, I want you to tell them to do something, a call to action. Buy your product, buy one of your houses, sell you one of their houses, become one of your life coaching clients. Have them do something. Here's what I watch. And I watch this with professionals, guys. I'm on stage with some of the best in the world. And I'll watch somebody go out there and they're great at productivity. And they'll be passionate. It's like, listen, if you don't figure out exactly what it is that moves the needle, then you're just going to spin your wheels, and they'll spend an hour and give so much wisdom and information and enthusiasm and energy and transparency. I remember what I was going to say. Okay, throw me a pen, Tanner. So much transparency and love. Okay, I'm going to write something down so I don't forget. Share. Okay, so much transparency and love. And then all of a sudden, when they get to at the time to ask them to be a life coach, to sell your house, it's like, yes, yes. And all of a sudden they think and they go, oh my God, I got to sell something to these people. Oh my God. And then all of a sudden they're a different person. They straighten up. They step back. Literally, if they're in the front of the stage, passion, 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 passion. Now they go to sell and they step back and almost apologetically offer. Well, now I want to let you know about this opportunity I have that you guys can get involved with today. Click, click, a few slides. Thank you. And like run off stage. And I'm like, oh my God. When people do that, when you do that, you're doing everybody in the audience, in the world, in your space a disservice, because they loved what you have and now you're apologizing to get them to take action. Remember, in most cases, if people don't pay, they don't pay attention, right? If this was free, I don't know if half of you would show up. You're cutting me a check every month. You show up. Find a way to know that you're doing them a disservice in all areas of your life. So I watch that. So an exercise I can't do with you here, but I do it live, is I'll get people in groups. Somebody's A, someone's B. And I said, think about the thing you're most excited about in your life. A book, your company, your love life, your health, something you love to talk about. I want you guys to think about, what do you love, 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 love to talk about? Do you love talking about eating vegan? Do you love about lean protein? Do you love talking about working out? Do you love to talk about personal development? Do you love to talk about real estate? What is it that you love? Your kids, what is it that you love to talk about? And I want you to think about what we do with selling. What if it was talking about your favorite movie in the world, right? I used to love forever, I loved It's a Wonderful Life. I've been watching that since I was a little kid. But what if I told you to watch the It's a Wonderful Life, and I was a little, let's just start with no enthusiasm, right? No enthusiasm, right? Because we're talking about enthusiastic because you love what you do so much. I love It's a Wonderful Life. I've sold that to hundreds of people through the years. So think about this. But what if I said A Wonderful Life? I was like, hey, you guys should watch The Wonderful Life. It's a really good movie. The main character thinks money is everything, and he can't provide a lot of money to his family. So when things really collapse, he runs off and he just wants to die. And but then he doesn't really die, and then he sees the world without him, and he realizes that friends are the most important thing, and family and love is really important. Yeah, you should watch it. Would you go watch that movie? Movie, same example, except zero enthusiasm. You're telling people stuff. I watch everyone do this. You're telling people about something, and where's your energy? If you don't have the energy, why would I go see it? Our physiology speaks volumes. Did you ever go to a different country? They speak a language you don't know. You could tell the happy, excited, sad, depressed people. You don't know one word they're saying. So think about that. So I get people to do that. And then after they do that, then I say, okay, now I want you to try to sell that movie apologetically, or whatever it is, that thing you're passionate about. So then it would be more like, I saw this movie, It's a Wonderful Life. It's really empowering. I mean, you can go see it if you want. No obligation. I don't want to push this movie on you by all means. You're busy and stuff, but it's a really good movie, and it really bonds with kids. You'll cry at the end. But again, I know how busy you are, and it's like $5 on Netflix. And think about that. How many times do you apologize for the sale? You talk about, I'm going to do a pool. I literally had a pool guy at my house. I'm thinking of doing my whole pool over. The guy's going through, and he's like so excited. He goes, Dean, we'll take this down. Your kids are an age down. They don't need a slide. They need this. And you could put and he's going. And he gets done. He goes, but I don't want you to think I'm trying to be pushy here. He had the sale, had it, and talked himself out. I don't want you to think I'm pushy, and just because I watch you on TV and stuff, I don't want you to think just because you got money that I'm going to charge a lot. I'm going to be really fair with you, but hey, I just want to be one. And if you're getting other praise, the guy was literally backpedaling and talking himself out of the sale. I wanted to shake him and go, dude, you had the yes, shut up and ask for my credit card. But he was excited until he asked for the money. So I get people to do that exercise. Then I say to them, okay, now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do the same thing, talk about the same thing. But I want you to do it with enthusiasm. And I want you to be more transparent. And this is the part that I wrote down that was really important I wanted to share with you. When it comes to selling and persuasion and getting people to say yes, I want you to think about sharing some of the things you were once embarrassed to talk about. How about that? I want you to talk about and share the things that were the most painful. That's what makes you human. That's what makes you real. The most painful thing in my life, hands down, most painful thing I've ever experienced was going through a divorce and knowing I don't see my kids half the time. It hurt so bad I never told anybody. I didn't tell you guys. I didn't tell my friends. I hid it because I'm the success guy and I can't save my marriage. It felt, but besides that, when I knew the marriage was over, now I have to separate from my kids. They're my life. I make them breakfast every day, family meetings, all that stuff. It was the worst thing in my life. I was so scared. But if you were on here, you guys were some of the first people I ever shared it with in my inner circle. It's about, 6 months ago, I went deep and I shared it. When I shared it, the bond, the connection, if you were on, I don't know if you were on and remember, I remember the connection and the bond that we had. I didn't just share it and say, I went through divorce. I taught a lesson through it, but that immediately builds rapport, not because I'm trying to be sneaky, because I'm just being honest. I want you to think about, we're going to go back to the third way to share it with somebody. I want you to think about, what could you share that shows how human you are? that relates to what it is that you're offering. Let's talk about money. Money is a weird thing to talk about to some people. It might even be a weird subject to you. Think about if we were a therapist, right? If we were at a therapist and like money was on one couch and you were on the other and the therapist was there. Money is one of those things that some people don't like it or afraid to think about it or don't want to talk about it too much. Some people even think money may be bad or money is evil, while simultaneously, it's the thing that causes the most stress and worry in their life. It's really crazy. It's like you desire it because it'll release pain, but at the same time, you're kind of pushing it away. So that's 30,000 foot. Let's dig in. But first, some cool stats I think you guys should look at. CNBC says finances are the leading cause of stress in a relationship. CNBC. Kansas State University did a study, and I'm just pulling little pieces out of a long article, but the top predictor of a divorce is arguing about money. Here's another stat. 76% of all Americans say that money is the leading cause of stress in their life. So if 76% of the people say money is the leading cause of stress in their life, what do you think the number one cause of heart disease, cancer, anxiety, stress, the worry, the things that are crippling our community, our stress? And this report says 76% of people are, the most thing they're stressed about is money in their life. So again, here we go with that relationship. We despise it in so many cases where we get mad on how we can earn it. We get mad we don't have enough of all this stuff. While simultaneously, it's the one thing that can take away so much stress in our lives. So we're going to create a new relationship here in the next few minutes. And I'd really love for you to be open-minded. You know, sometimes we say, hey, I want you to think about this. Sometimes I will talk to people and they want the magic bullet, the magic pill, the magic keypad to hit that is going to make them money overnight. The magic money machine. Hell, there's a lot of people on Facebook making money selling the magic money machine, right? And the more I've been in this game of helping, this industry of helping others achieve more success, more financial success, more stability, while simultaneously where I came from of having nothing in the evolution, the more I look at that, the more I see the evolution of it is 80%, and I probably would have said 20%, then 30, then 40. The older I get, I realize that 80% of what you need to make more money, to be more successful, to start your own business, or thrive in the one that you have, or take a side hustle or side business, or evolve through the ranks in the current job you have, or the sales position, or if you're a network marketer, the ability for you to go faster, quicker, and higher literally lies between here. I think 80% lies between here, and the last 20% are the tactical strategies that you use, whether that's making money in real estate, like I teach so many of my students to do, or making money online, or making money with stocks, or making money in your own business or your own company, or selling information, or whatever it is that you do. I really believe that 20% is the end, because if this isn't right, if the foundation isn't right, things just fall apart, things crumble, you give up too soon, you get frustrated too easy, anxiety and overwhelm happen too fast, and then you back up and you retreat and go, maybe next time. And then you go for the next business or the next thing. I mean, how many times do you bounce and bounce and bounce thinking, this one will be the magical one, this one will be the magical one? No, without the core foundation for success, you could bounce around from job to job, business to business, opportunity to opportunity for your whole life. And I want that to stop. And that's why I don't take you guys being a part of this group lightly. I want to share with you what I believe are the greatest strategies to get you to that next level of where you want to go. So thank you for all the comments of the win. Okay, so let's get to some. Let's get to the money relationship and the beliefs that so many people have. And maybe some of these you don't have. So let me go through 4 beliefs that I think are crippling if you have any ounce of it. And we want to spin those today. So number 1, money is scarce. We've all been told that money doesn't grow on trees. And what that is we feel that money is scarce, or in fact, we live in a fear that it's going to run out or going to vanish. And we know that money doesn't vanish. Money is not going away. There's the same amount of money, if not more, around the world than there's ever been. It's not getting smaller. Think about that. Like, really think what I just said. Money is not shrinking, right? In fact, this year in America alone, and I've said the stats, a lot of you have heard this, but because it boggles my mind, that there's 1,700 new millionaires being created every day in America. Think about that, 1,700 new millionaires every single day in America. Is that 80? Doing the math? Yeah, like every hour, every. I mean, it's crazy, right? So think about that. And I took some notes here. So instead of the question, and this is one I really want you to think about. What happens is when we think about money is scarce and it doesn't go on trees, and we have this feeling that it's getting shrinking and it's going away, what we ask ourselves is this: how do I protect myself? How do I save this money? How do I make sure no one takes what I have? And that mindset keeps you on the sidelines. I want you to say, what about asking yourself a different question? Because here's the thing, if money doesn't disappear, if we know it's the same amount or more, can we agree on that? If it's not disappearing, then all it is money is moving from one group of people to another group of people. Same amount of money. If there's still, let's say there's $100 and you're moving it around amongst a bunch of people, it's just who's getting the chunk of it. There's still $100. The same sum total is there. It's just moving differently. So the question you should be asking yourself is not how do I hold on to what I have? How do I make sure I don't lose any of this? How do I make sure, I keep the lights off at night? I'm not saying you shouldn't be conservative. What I'm saying is instead of having that mindset, what we should be saying is how do I become the person? And this is one, write this down. I hope you're paying attention here today, guys. I hope you're not playing with social media, looking around, try to focus on this, because the question should be, how do I become the person where the money is moving to rather than away from? Right? Just the same thought process, just a different shift. Instead of thinking money is scarce and it's going away, no, there's 1,700 new millionaires a day in America alone being created right now. Money's not getting scarce. It's just those people, money is flowing to them, and somebody else who's standing there trying to protect themselves and thinking a scarce mindset, their money is slowly going away. Now, I am surely not going to be an advocate or say that you shouldn't be conservative, that you shouldn't save money, that you shouldn't be smart with your money. Of course you should. But here's what I know. In the evolution of my life of going from that kid living in a bathroom with my dad and not having money and all those things, and I'm not saying that to give you my pitch or my story, but when I look back at when I tried to save and be conservative because I listened to, maybe grandparents that went through the Depression, or listened to people that, was like, you're crazy. What I realize is when you change your mindset on money, when you gain the capabilities, and when you take action, it is, in my opinion, you could disagree with me, in my opinion, money is easier to flow to you and make it than it is to save it. I even look at that in my business. I'll be like, hey, let's tighten up on expenses. And I'll look through all these things like, okay, if we tighten up all those, because we're such a big company now, we could save this much. But if I write a new book, if I start a new campaign, if I do some more real estate deals, I can bring in this much with the same amount of effort. Like, save this much or just make this much. How the hell with it? Keep everybody there, keep the lights on. I'm gonna go make it over here. Now, I might be an extreme, but I'd like to give you a little bit of that. That if we stand on the sidelines envying those making more, being not jealous, but like desiring what other people have, but we're afraid because we wanna hold on to what we have and be afraid to take action, a lot of times those opportunities pass us by. Let's look at number 2. We believe if we make it, that we're taking it from others or hurting others. And that's so false. But I want you to dig in, and I'm not going to go deep on this one. I just want you to think about that, because I will talk to people who are just anti-money. They want to be in, it's this like two forces fighting inside their body. They want to start their own business. They want to be a capitalist. They want to be an entrepreneur. They want to take ownership of their life. They want to be in control, while simultaneously they feel bad because they feel like if they're making too much of it, they're actually taking it from other people. You're not. In fact, I want you to have a new thought process on that. When you make money, if you want to change the world, if you want to make an impact on your family, if you want to make an impact on your church, if you want to make an impact on those that need it, those in Houston right now, those in Florida right now, or those struggling in the Midwest, or those struggling in Mexico, or around the world, or build a school in Africa, you have a desire, you have an obligation to make money. And in fact, when you make money, you help the world thrive. If you get the economy in your house thriving, and you get that security and confidence and feel like I'm freaking safe no matter what, I'm making enough to live the lifestyle I want, I'm safe, you get to impact other people. Now, let's take it to another level. You start making more money. Are you actually taking it from people? Or if you get the economy in your house going, and then you flourish in your house, do you maybe hire someone to take care of your lawn? Do you hire someone to take care of your house? Do you hire someone to make meals for you? Do you drop off more dry cleaning? Do you get a new car? Do you maybe upgrade in a house? Do you start leaving the air condition lower? Do you get a personal trainer? Do you get a naturopath? Do you get a nutritionist? When you make money, you help the world grow. This is the complete opposite. It's completely false to think that if you make money, you're hurting someone else. When you make money and change the economy in your house, you can change the economy and affect the world. Someone who doesn't have a job mowing a lawn right now could have a lawn mowing company or business if you get out there and make more money and start spending it. So that whole, if I make money, I'm taking it someplace else, is completely false. And in fact, I had the opportunity to spend 2 separate years, a whole week with Richard Branson on his island. If you don't know who he is, he's the billionaire that started all the Virgin companies, Virgin Records, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile, all those companies, right? I helped raise $1 million for his charity, and we got invited to go to his island, and he came, and it was awesome to spend time with a billionaire. And one morning, I get up at 5, and everybody else didn't, and he did, and he saw me a couple mornings, and he's like, hey, tomorrow morning, meet me at the docks. So I ended up sailing around the island with him for about 3 hours. It was really cool, just me and him. So I'm learning how to pull the ropes and sail and all that stuff. I wouldn't tell him that I get motion sick and I wanted to throw up on my own face, but it didn't matter. It actually wasn't that bad. But I talked to him about this. And because he owns Virgin United, and a lot of Virgin United is his charity arm, and the one we raised $1 million for. And he pays all the bills in the company, so you give him $1 million, $1 million goes on the ground to help people in need. Pretty cool. We built so many schools and did lots of great things. But I talked to him about that feeling, like to get rid of the last little bit I had in me about maybe even feeling guilty about making money. And he said something pretty cool. He said, Dean, the way I look at it is we're all blessed with different abilities. We all are blessed with different gifts. I'm not Mother Teresa. He said, I'm not the person that will, spend a month working at a soup kitchen, even though I'd love to, because my unique ability is to make money. And he said, let me ask you, Dean, if you, with your ability to make money and having this mindset of generating money, not be afraid to create profits and companies and all that stuff, he said, if you went to a soup kitchen and worked for 2 weeks, if that's all you could do, that's amazing. And the people that do it, that's their ability, that's their gift, that's what they're given to God, the universe, back to society, back to a whole. He said, you could do that for 2 weeks or a month. Or what if you popped by that homeless shelter and dropped off a check for $50,000? Which one do you think you personally could make a bigger impact on that homeless shelter? He said, if you know how to make it, if you get the right mindset, if you get the right tools and you go to another level, you have an ethical obligation to make more. And then do what you want. Give it all away if you want to. Help everybody. Help your family. Make sure your kids are okay. Retire your parents. Help your church out. Build a school in Africa. Donate it all to Houston or Florida, the next disaster that comes with people who really need it. And when he said that, it gave me that freedom. That last little bit is, this is what I want to do. I want to make thriving companies that make money, and I can do whatever I want with that money. And you get to do whatever you want. And if it's taking care of other people, helping people out, which is the greatest thing. We're all put on this earth to serve. That's why we're here. When you get past the worry of money, the next thing you think about is, who can I give it to? Who can I serve? Once you have the security for yourself, it's about everybody else. So get that whole belief out of your system, the last little bit of it, that if you're making money, you're hurting someone else, because it's simply just a lie. Money doesn't make you a better version of yourself. Basically, can money make you a better person? Now, that's one that we can argue. Now, first I said money solves problems. You guys might be able to stomach that, but now you're saying, Dean, all right, money doesn't make you a better person. No, but it can. I always say when people have money or drink alcohol, it's like a magnifying glass. You get a bigger version of who they are. Like, I'm just being honest. If someone's obnoxious broke or obnoxious when they're sober. You give them alcohol or money, they're super obnoxious in some cases. You have someone who's a jerk without money or a jerk when they're sober. You give them some money or you give them some alcohol. Sometimes it's the magnifying glass. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? But that's, in my opinion, that's a rare case. Can money make you a better version of yourself? Okay, so let me ask you this. How much do you think about money? Like all the things I talk about, if money could cut a check for a problem, you guys put a lot of things down. What if you could cut a check for all of those things and they went away and you didn't feel choked by money anymore? What if, let's just imagine here for a moment, what if, okay, I want to envision, as a note, envision your future. Okay, what if you woke up tomorrow and the credit card was done, the bill was done, the mortgage was paid off, there's money away for your kids' college, you're a retiree and there was enough money there, mortgage problems, life problems, retiring your parents, making sure your kids were okay, all the things that we mentioned, I don't want to go through again. What if they were gone tomorrow morning? Can you feel that? Take a deep breath as if that was gone tomorrow. Now, again, I'm not pitching anything here. I'm telling you, mindset starts the evolution of making more. This is not about me telling you how to get rich tomorrow morning, but you can't get wealthy or generate more money in your life until you get this crap out of your head. I hope that makes sense to you. But what if they were gone tomorrow? What if you got to a place where you never worried about money again? It was never a thought. You never woke up thinking about it. You never talked to your husband, your wife, your kids, your children, your friends, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins. You never even had a conversation about it. You just didn't think about it. Let me ask you, you're sitting in a room right now, wherever you are. You're sitting someplace watching me, whether live or watching the recording. You're watching me. When is the last time you thought about the oxygen in the room? When's the last time you went, wow, this air, really good. Glad to have it. Keeping me alive. My lungs are processing it. It's going through my bloodstream, feeding my brain. Glad my blood's oxygenized. No, you haven't thought about oxygen or air once since you've been watching me. Why? Because there's an abundance of it. You stop thinking about it. Give somebody a straw, a tiny little cocktail straw, and try to breathe through that. All you would think about is oxygen. Squeeze someone's throat. The only thing you would think about is oxygen. We think about money because it's not all around us. It's not abundant. We're breathing through a little cocktail straw, right? So I want you to imagine tomorrow morning you woke up. Really think about this. Do this with me. You're waking up. How would you breathe? How would you feel? What weight would be off your shoulders if money was no longer something you thought about? You cut checks for the problems in your life, and they're gone. And now you're left with you. You're left with you. How could you be a better version of yourself? Would you get therapy? Would you join a mastermind? Would you get a counselor? Would you get a coach? Would you get a nutritionist? Someone to help you with your diet? Would you get a personal trainer? Would you spend more time at church or go deeper on your spirituality? How often would you exercise? Would you get some courses on how to be better in your relationship and stop screwing up the things that we mess up all the time? Would you be a better parent? Would you coach one of your kids or your grandchildren? Or would you take your nephew or niece someplace? Would you do more surprises? Would you stop being on your phone all the time? Would you stop being distracted in life? Could you work on your ADD? Could you work on your overwhelm? Could you work on the anxiety that you have that you don't even tell anybody you have? Could you work on the stress that you have that could slowly be eating away at you and killing you? I'm not trying to do anything except give you a different mindset and a foundation to see that if you get money out of the way, there is a better version of you waiting. I want to tell you, in my life, I get to coach my daughter's softball team. I get to coach my son's flag football team. I get to coach my son's baseball team. I get to go watch my daughter when she has dance, either practice. I don't just go to games, I go to practices. I just do. How long are they going to be here? They're 8 and 10. I'm going to blink and they're going to be gone. I'm sucking up as much as I can. I couldn't do that if I worried about money. My health. I'm going to be 50 next year. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm not bragging, but I get to have a naturopath. I get to study nutrition. I get to go to the best doctors. I get to work out every single day. If I want a personal trainer, I got one just like that. I get to work on me. I read a book every 10 days. I go to counseling. I'm friends with some of the most incredible people, Tony Robbins, Dr. Daniel Amen, all these incredible people that I have in my life. I jump on a plane and go see them all the time because I want to gain their knowledge and their wisdom, and I want to share what I've learned. Spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Mastermind to gain the wisdom, because I'm not the guy that wants to go to college for 6 years. Just give me a weekend, give me all the stuff that works, and I'll go freaking do it. I know the rabbit and the tortoise, right? I want to be the rabbit and the tortoise combined. I want to go fast but steady and consistent. How do you do that? By being smart like you and gaining the unfair advantages from people who've done it before. The hardest way to learn in life is learning through your own trial and error. We know that's dumb, right? So I get to do those things. I get to work on, what about you? I get to work on finding what my purpose is, what charities I like, what makes me tick. You know, being in the second half of my life, like, I want to know what the hell I'm here for. I want to know my relationship with God on a deeper level, or my spirituality. I want to learn to meditate on a better level. I want to learn to have gratitude journals every day of my life and every night of my life. I want to do all these things. And when you get money out of the way, you're allowed to. How about helping others? Who do you want to help? Would you be a better version of yourself if you could cut checks or be a part or jump on a plane and go dig a well in Africa, or help lay the bricks of a school someplace, or help rebuild in Houston or in Florida? Does that make you a better version of yourself? And what about growth? Like I said, how much knowledge would you get? Who would you pay to coach you? Who would you pay to be a part of? Right? Those are the types of things I want you to think about. Is how could money make you a better version of you? Again, this is all foundational stuff. This is all the principles. But if you don't have this mindset, if you're carrying over a mindset from your parents or grandparents who, went through the Depression, if you're carrying on, negative beliefs and wrong beliefs about money, you'll just wonder, man, I was this close to making it so many times. Why am I still stuck in this job? Why did my friends get ahead? Why did he get ahead? She get ahead? Why did Dean's other students get ahead? A lot of times it's as simple as your relationship with money. What's up, what's up? Hey, don't forget to look at the action steps we've posted below. They are the perfect way to take your success, abundance in this crazy world to a whole nother level.